Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the World of Wrestling Podcast. This is your AEW Dynamite, April 15th, 2026 review, and this is my last review of AEW, and WrestleMania will be my last WWE review. I don't think I'm coming back after this. I'm done. That's it. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm fucking done with wrestling, period. Will I watch it in my free leisure? Maybe. I love wrestling, but this ain't it, man. The last couple of days since I found out the news that Darby Allin is getting a world title shot, I went ahead and I said, he wins that title, I'm not covering this shit no more on either promotions. As the show was going on, the crowd was into it. They want to see Darby win. Darby's got this great attitude, and he really wants that world title. And I'm saying to myself, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. This seems pretty fucking good. Maybe not the appropriate time to do this, but to give Darby Allin the world title in a moment like this, with the kind of reaction he's getting, and how great he's selling this, how badly he wants to win the world championship, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And say, you know what? Hey, it's not the way I would want it, but at least it was a fucking great moment. This was a fucking travesty of a match. You had Kenny Omega tonight during the after Dynasty was over. You got a footage of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay sitting next to each other and going ahead. Kenny Omega was disappointed in himself. He's sitting there, ready to basically cry like I am about life and wrestling as a whole. My life is a non-stop stress as everyone else is in the real world. I tune into wrestling to find some enjoyment out of life. And they can't even deliver that. They ruined Kenny Omega and MJF's match. And I'll explain how. Kenny Omega's sitting there, almost bawl crying with Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay's upset about his loss to Jon Moxley. And Kenny Omega looks at him and goes, "Look, man, I don't know if I got it anymore. I'm coming near the end of my career, but you, Will Ospreay, you may have suffered a loss, but you can come back from this." And Will Ospreay looked at him and said, "Hey, you might be near the end of your career, but you know what? You can actually come back from this too." And he said, "You're my hero, man." And that made Kenny Omega, kind of chipper up a little bit and whatnot. But he was disappointed. He was let down. He felt like he let everyone down. He felt like he let himself down. And he failed miserably. 40 minutes of a match between these two men, Kenny Omega and MJF, that was entertaining as hell and well worth sitting through 4.5 hours. Wish it was shorter, though. Was well worth all that time, though. And it delivered. We come to tonight. Kenny Omega's disappointed. He loses. But Darby Allin can get in the middle of the ring with MJF, who's the hottest commodity in pro wrestling right now. He's the biggest draw in this promotion. And they beat him in less than 10 minutes. That's number one. Number two, within those 10 minutes, it was a squash. They treated MJF as if he was the fucking Brooklyn Brawler. Yes. He might have as well been an enhancement talent carrying around a world championship replica that a current wrestler on the fucking roster took from him just for the sake of saying, you suck. Less than 10 minutes, guys. Less than 10 minutes. Now, if you want to come at me and say, oh, well, MJF was injured. There's a report out, he's injured. Okay. Then why wouldn't you want to protect your hottest fucking guy on the roster? Have him come out and admit he is injured. He needs to vacate the championship. Why not that? At least you're protecting him. You can get Darby Allin to win the world title against someone else at Double or Nothing. And that's it. Done and over with. Okay, you may not get the world title. Or you could just do the world title right then and there against someone else that you wanted to do. You could have done a whole fucking... You could have done 2 fucking matches. Or, had like Darby Allin waiting for an opponent after their match that started in the beginning of the day. At the beginning of the day. Or the opening match, whatever. And just had that person win. Whoever that might be, you go up against Darby Allin. And Darby Allin wins. And he has this big moment in fucking his hometown. He becomes the world champion. And then he could later lose the world title to MJF. At some point. No, we get MJF losing in a miserable fashion. And I don't believe MJF is going to go ahead and come out and say he was injured. He ain't coming back for a while. There's no injury. He's fine. That's why he had this match. And they're going to have a rematch where MJF ends up winning? What? After this, and no less, he hits 4 to 5 coffin drops, hits a scorpion drop that Sting had at one point as one of his finishers, then connects with the 4 different coffin drops, and then after that, he hits a headlock takeover and a clean victory with no fucking struggle from MJF kicking out. Nothing. We see near fall kickouts for over 4 fucking straight hours 3 days ago on pay-per-view that anyone that did it honestly to watch the event paid almost $50 fucking dollars for, and they got this shit at the end of all this for a Wednesday night freebie show that they could have saved all their fucking money for and not even tune in for the pay-per-view and not have to sit through 4.5 hours of this shit. You ruined Kenny Omega's time, MJF, and everyone else that's there, and you're treating this like it's a WrestleMania moment. You, Tony Khan, you're a fucking idiot. And you just lost me as a customer and as a fan. And WWE is not doing any better. They're doing just as bad, if not worse. They have a WrestleMania show this weekend I'm going to cover, and I'm done. I'm done, guys. I've had it. I am fucking fed up of this bullshit. You're going to tell me that this is logical? This makes sense? He's going to have a rematch and MJF's supposed to win the title back from Darby Allin after he squashed him? There's no consistency with this shit. There's no logic. There's no nothing. This was an absolute insult to my intelligence. It was an absolute fucking waste of time to Kenny Omega and MJF to go through 40 minutes of brutal fucking beating. That's a predetermined show! To ultimately give us a less than 10-minute match that was a squash match as if MJF is an enhancement talent like he's the fucking Brooklyn Brawler. Disrespect to the guys at the top of this roster. I have no ill feelings towards Darby Allin in any way, shape, or form. I thought it was a bad idea. I think it was going to be a terrible move. Yeah, you get a pop reaction, but it's not necessary to interfere with the momentum that MJF had. But with the lead up towards this, I was actually starting to turn the cheek the other way. I was willing to just go ahead and say, you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and say I'm done entirely. I thought this match was going to be close. I thought this match was going to be like maybe 15, 20 minutes. It wasn't even 10. This was like watching a Goldberg match on WCW. This is the way you treat your fucking champion. The guy at the top of the lead of this roster. And the only fucking draw you got. And you give it to Darby Allin to squash him, let alone just beat him in a back and forth competition. Absolute fucking L. Ruins everything you did at Dynasty. Makes Andrade look like a fucking retard. He has a grueling match with Darby Allin that goes almost 20 minutes. And you have MJF lose in less than 10. Please explain to me how any of this makes any fucking logical sense. I'm done. This wrestling shit can go fuck itself. This show tonight was boring. But I was saying to myself, we'll give the world title an opportunity, see how it goes. I figured even if anything, worst thing that happens, Darby wins, but in a close matchup. No. You hurt Kenny Omega, who was one of the fucking top tier guys in pro wrestling through the fucking worst points of pro wrestling until now. He was one of the reasons why I liked watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, as well as other guys that were on that roster. And now they're all in this fucking dorked out promotion with a guy who I have a lot of respect for him for the fact that he loves pro wrestling. But this wasn't it. This was not showing love towards pro wrestling. This was totally... He might as well just walked in the middle of the ring, pulled his pants down, and took a big giant steaming shit right in the middle of the ring where AEW logo sits and say, here you go, this is your show tonight. Look at it, enjoy it, and embrace it. I fuck pro wrestling. That's what I have to say about this. Fucking shit. I wake up every fucking day, 40 hours a week, plus, because I work overtime hours sometimes, to bring in some extra cash into my home. And I have to sit here, be miserable, and then I tune into this to get a little bit of happiness and some enjoyment out of 2 hours of pro wrestling, and I get this as my end result. Tony Khan should have just stood in front of our screens and gave us all the fucking bird like he was Okada. Like he was fucking Okada. I got nothing else more to say, guys. I'm done. WrestleMania weekend, I'm covering those 2 nights, and that's it. I'm done. This is done. This channel is fucked. This company and WWE have both convinced me that there ain't no rhyme or reason for anyone, I mean anyone, to care about pro wrestling. You want to watch pro wrestling? Watch the indies. Watch fucking old school wrestling back when it actually made logical sense. I'm sure you're not going to remember every fucking little thing that happened. There's just so much a mind can remember. Go watch the old school stuff. This shit sucks. Not even Tony Khan can give us an alternative to tune out WWE if we want to turn our backs from WWE's outrageous pricing and their shitty booking. I'm Finished. I'm not covering TNA. I'm not going through this shit. I'm just done, guys. I am so fucking depressed right now. You have no idea. This is depressing. You can't get one lick of good from either one of these top promotions at all. Nothing. 40 minutes. Kenny Omega and MJF battering themselves towards a predetermined match that was awesome as shit. And they might as well just not have done the match at all and just handed the fucking title over to Darby Allin, because all they did was a squash match. He didn't even fucking earn it. You might as well just should have had MJF walk in the middle of the ring tonight in the first segment when they were cutting this, and just took the title off of his waist and handed it over to him and walk out of the ring and say, fuck all y'all, I'm done. Because that's what I am. I'm done with this shit. All of it. It's all trash. These fucking promoters don't care about us. They don't care about the logic. They don't care about the value of what these guys do. Kenny Omega and fucking MJ, I feel so bad for both of these guys. So fucking bad for both of them. How dare you book something like this, TK? How dare you? An absolute slap in the face to your customers. An absolute slap in the face to both Kenny Omega and MJF. There's no reason for MJF to ever get another shot for this fucking world title. If I was MJF, I'd be looking for my exit out of this company. I'd be looking and calling up fucking Adam Sandler for a fucking job with his movies until I can branch out on my own. I wouldn't even get involved in pro wrestling anymore if I was MJF. I can't believe they forced him to job out like this. This is an absolute fucking disgrace. And a total disrespect to MJF and Kenny Omega and us fans. Fuck you, Tony Khan. Fuck you, WWE. Fuck all of you. You don't care about your customers, the fan base, or anything. The only thing you care about is your almighty dollar and your fucking viral moments that you're gonna post online for everyone to see. I hope people fucking dislike this shit. Not because Darby Allin won the world title. That's not my issue. It was my issue at one point, but I was starting to say to myself, you know, I'm being a little bit harsh here. It would have been a nice moment if it was an actual... This was not no fucking match. This was absolute disrespect. That's all this was. Should have just had Darby Allin hit him with a finger point of death. And just had MJF fall on the floor and, look like he's convulsing and looking like he's having an epilepsy, a seizure or something. And just pin him 1, 2, 3. We didn't need this shit. This was no fucking great moment. This was a joke. And then they got the whole fucking the whole locker room coming out like as if he just had a Cody Rhodes moment. Oh my God. Like MJF has been doing such terrible things to AEW. He's a cocky son of a bitch with a big mouth, and he's won matches. Not clean, but he's been winning. He doesn't have a faction around him. He's doing everything on his own. This is what you book. Okay. Well, you got me as a fan that's no longer a fan of this shit. Am I going to watch it from time to time? Yeah, just to see how things are going. But honestly, sitting here covering this with you guys, I'm not making money off of this. This is absolute as a hobby. This is no longer a hobby. This is not enjoyment. This is not something that gets me an income on the side with what I have now. It's not helping me in any way, shape, or form. The only thing it's doing is raising my blood pressure, increasing my fucking heart rate, and just making me absolutely, positively miserable. My job does a good enough job of that anyway. I don't need this shit doing it to me as well. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to get paid for this shit. I'm not getting paid for this. Nobody's paying me to watch this crap and review it. So, my attitude is, at this point, you can't book a fucking show correctly. You have an absolute bore fest of a show, no less. And then you have this shit to end the show? No thanks. I'm done. Fuck all this shit. And if you guys want to keep tuning in, keep torturing yourselves. You're doing great. Find another fucking hobby or something. This shit ain't it. They don't care about you. They insult your intelligence, and then they're going to make you think that MJF should win the world title. How the fuck can you even make MJF come back from this shit? This absolutely makes no sense at all. None. I could have booked this on a fucking WWE 2K26 video game. And I wouldn't even do that. What a fucking joke. I'm done, guys. That's it. I'm sorry. I really am. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate everyone that's been here all these years. I'm done. I can't do this shit. This is just fucking terrible. And I'm not going to sit here and review this shit. If I'm going to watch wrestling, I'll watch it my free leisure when I feel like it, if I want to, and what have you. But reviewing it with you guys, I'm sorry, but this, all of it's shit. All of it. It's all garbage. It brings no value to anyone's life. There's no entertainment involved in it. They constantly figure out new ways to fucking be worse than what they did before. It used to be, let's do better than what we did last week. Now it's, let's do worse than what we did last week. I don't know how that works, but apparently, thank God in the NFL, they don't think, instead of getting a touchdown, let's go in reverse and get a safety. That way we can give the other team points. I mean, like, this is fucking retarded. I got other things on my plate I can do with my free time. I don't need this shit. Fuck this. This is all fucking bullshit. I could get a second job and make more than enough money and keep myself secure and above water instead of sitting here, taking my free leisure and sitting here watching garbage wrestling that doesn't give a fuck about logic, care about their employees, going out there and busting their humps. You take a good look at Kenny Omega, his ass looked like he went through a physical battle. And I'm sure if you had MJF's suit off and he's just wearing his trunks and his wrestling gear, you could probably see the same fucking thing on him too. Fuck this shit. This is garbage. Anyway, guys, hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to subscribe at this point. At this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. And leave a comment down below. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys want to unsubscribe, I totally understand. This shit sucks. I'm done. This is all fucking garbage. I'll speak to you guys this WrestleMania weekend, and that's where this show and this story ends for me. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. Bye.